Hello everyone, welcome to Univerge. Today we'll be talking about strategies that you would need in attending the Action IPMAT paper. Just a disclaimer that strategies can be different for each one of you, and if a method works for you, it doesn't matter if it works for someone else or not. If you believe it actually works for you and if you think it's right, you can go for it. But there are a few things that you should know before you make your own strategies. So let's have a look at those. The ABC strategy. Many of you might know it, it's very famous. To abbreviate it, it's called Abhi Karo, Baad mein Karo, or Chhod Do. These are for the questions. The moment you read the questions, you need to categorize them into any of these categories. Do it now are basically the questions, or like you read the question and you are very clear about how to go about it, and you know you can solve it within a minute or say 80 seconds. Do it later questions are the questions which you know and which you think you can do, but there are some calculations which will take time, or there is some formula, something you need to, put that that will take time. And so you should keep that for do it later. You can mark them for review and come back to it. Leave it or never do it questions are the questions which you know it's not going to work. Just trying them will be a waste of time. In case after you finished going through the whole snort of questions and then you've even done the review questions and you still have time, then you can go for these. Otherwise, it's fine if you don't attend these. Basically, the strategy is mainly for you to reach to the end of the paper, because what happens is in many of the editions, in the starting they keep really difficult questions, but in the end it's really simple. So you shouldn't miss out on the simple questions which are on the last, because you start from the first, and you get stuck in a question for like 5 minutes or 6 minutes. So that doesn't really help. So if you categorize the questions in these categories and you start solving them, it will ease your process and it will make sure that you reach to the end of the questions. And this to be implemented, you need to start implementing these first in your mocks and see how it works, and then you can do it on your original on the day of the exam. The next important strategy is don't let your sections interfere. What I mean by this is, say your short answers goes really bad. You shouldn't go with the mindset that okay, MCQ answer is going to go really bad. So you shouldn't go with that mindset. But say suppose your MCQ goes really good, you shouldn't get overconfident with your verbal ability, telling okay, I'm going to do everything, or it's going to be very easy. Don't become overconfident. So you need to learn how to control. And as you are attending every section, say MCQ and VA, when you're starting with MCQ or when you're starting with VA, you need to start as if you're starting a new paper. You shouldn't affect any of the things from your past section interfere here. In ours, what happened was our essay was really good, but MCQ was so bad. But verbal was moderate. So suppose we would have thought that MCQ was bad, so verbal is also going to be really difficult. And if we would have gone with that mindset, it wouldn't have helped much. So just stay clear, go with an open mind. Third, know your strengths and weakness. Let's take quants, for example. There are a lot of portions from where the questions can come. Say arithmetic, algebra, coordinate geometry, AP and GP, permutations and combinations, data interpretation. So there's a lot of questions, lot of sections and different criteria from which your questions can come. So pick out your strengths. Suppose say you're good at arithmetic, go hunting for arithmetic questions. And if there are 7 arithmetic questions and you're able to solve 5, that will really give you a very good start. So first finish with your arithmetic and then go to your second preferred, third preferred. Don't go by the section, don't go by the question numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't do that. Go hunting for your questions of which you feel is will work out for you. And then come to the weakness part. Like if you have time and if you've solved everything and you still have time to spare, then you can try out the questions which you're less familiar with. The next one is don't forget about negative marking. So you would have heard this a lot of times, but it's really important. IPMAT is not a paper where you have to solve maximum number of questions. That is not what IPMAT is. IPMAT is a paper where you have to solve this many questions, but you have to get maximum of them right. Say you solve 70 to 80% of the paper, but if you get, say, 65% of it right of what you've solved, then there's a high rank of you getting in, or a good score. So don't forget about your negative marking, and don't go with the mindset ki I have to solve all the questions. That is not gonna be really feasible. And I wouldn't say it's impossible, but it's not gonna be feasible and it's not gonna work. So figure out your questions and make sure the ones you solve, it's right. And suppose, and this is for verbal ability, suppose you're confused between two options. Do not take a chance. Don't take a chance. Just mark it for review, come back to it, read it again. And if you still feel that, okay, you're still confused, it can be either of the two, just leave the questions. Please don't take a 50% chance. It is not really good, I would say. So, and in verbal ability, what happens is if you read the questions 10 times at once, you will not still get the answer. But if you give it some time and come back to it, you can figure out the answer. So if you're confused between the options, mark it for review and come back to it, and then you can decide on what to do. Some reminders about mocks. Please start giving mocks. Give ample amount of mocks. Treat each mock as if it is the original exam. Like, this, I don't mean to for you to get all tensed up and on that, but when you treat each mock as your original exam, you will get that seriousness. Okay, I'm actually sitting in an exam on, or I'm actually doing this, and this is gonna get me into the college. So you need to solve it with that seriousness. And sit through the complete time limit even in mocks. Don't take section breaks. If the section is for 40 minutes, start the next section the 41 minute. So do not take section breaks, because you won't get section breaks in your actual exam. So you need to sit through the whole 2 hours paper. Spend time analyzing your mocks. The advice what I used to get was, if you spend 2 hours giving the mock, you need to spend 3 hours analyzing the mock. Many people might have a question ki, how do I find my strengths, or how do I find my weakness? How can I know which is my favorite or my sweet spot topic? This you can know by analyzing your mocks. I'm very sure if you're solving like at least 3 to 4 mocks and you sit and analyze them, then be a pattern. Then be a set of questions which you are getting right and which you are getting wrong. So those wrong questions you need to work on, and which you're getting right, that is your strength. So that is how you get to know. So spend time analyzing your mocks. You can make Excel sheets. Or there's a video of that on Univoyage of how to analyze your mocks. Please go through it. And be confident when giving your mocks. And it's okay if you don't get good marks in your mocks. Doesn't matter. It is just for practice. The lesser you get in your mocks, the more you'll be getting in your action paper. So go with that mindset. Be confident. This is it for today. Hope these things helped you. And yeah, I would say start giving mocks, start forming your own strategies. And that is it. All the best for your preparations. Like and subscribe to the channel, and also check out Univoice's website for Uniprime and other courses. Thank you.